Right now, some public pools in our area are already saying they're closed for the season, what others are doing to try to reopen later this summer.
Plus, businesses on State Street are starting to open back up, but some restaurants aren't sure what a new normal will look like for them. What measures many of them are putting into place.
And we're 2/3 of the way through the month, but it will finally start to feel like May today. All the full forecast in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It is Wednesday, May 20th. I'm Josh Breiter with Lee Linscheid and Chris Stanford. We start with some breaking news this morning. Beloit police are investigating two shots fired incidents that happened less than a mile apart. The first happened just before 11:30 on Central Avenue, just a few blocks away from Hillard Park. About 40 minutes later, Rock County Dispatch tells us Beloit police responded to another shots fired call on Dewey Avenue. That's near Merrill Elementary School. A sergeant we spoke with says he's not able to tell us if any suspects have been identified or if anyone has been arrested so far this morning. We haven't been told whether those two incidents are connected or not. I'm working to learn more details. We'll bring you those updates throughout the morning.
Taking a look at the latest numbers for the coronavirus here in Wisconsin, there are now more than 260 new cases reported in the past 24 hours. In total, Wisconsin has more than 13,000 confirmed cases, and there is some good news. DHS says 57% of patients have recovered.
Families in Sun Prairie won't have a public pool to enjoy this summer, following a decision by City Council there to keep it closed all season. Across our area, other cities are trying to figure out how they can open their pools at some point. Dane County's plan does allow licensed pools to reopen at 25% capacity in Phase 1, which could begin as early as next week. The city of Monona says it's considering things like renting out chairs or doing a prepaid or a first-come, first-served system. Still, though, they have to weigh factors like financial concerns and the safety and staff of visitors.
Well, we're also seeing a real need for people to get out and exercise and enjoy. And I think given some of the comparable loosening of restrictions across the state, I think we can do it safely.
The earliest the Monona Community Pool could open would be late June or early July. We haven't heard back yet from Madison on any pools for Goodman Pool.
Well, businesses in Dane County are working on plans to reopen, and along State Street, there's really no cohesive plan in place. A lot of different things happening here. So some places are completely open now with just basic restrictions. Others require face masks and hand sanitizers when you walk in. No more than 5 people inside in some of those places too. While others don't plan to reopen for the foreseeable future. At Ian's Pizza, they've installed plexiglass around the store, and they said come next Tuesday, they still won't open the dining area until they're allowed to operate at 50% capacity.
Just doesn't make sense to keep a restaurant at 25%. We'll keep pushing that takeout and we'll push the delivery. We'll have outdoor dining, but we're really focusing on the safety right now.
Yeah, so most of the restaurants and cafes that we talked with had their dining areas completely cleared out with a lot of that plexiglass installed throughout the store. It's something many of them see as a long-term and maybe permanent change. The Ho-Chunk Nation says it'll slowly start to reopen its Madison Casino next week. Starting the 27th, Players Club Wisconsin members will be allowed in, and then from there, the casino will reopen in phases. Everyone who enters will have their temperatures checked, and food and drink services will stay closed.
American workers are out $1.3 trillion in income thanks to coronavirus, according to MarketWatch. On average, that's roughly $9,000 per worker. 20% of that loss comes from folks who still have their jobs but are making do with lower pay or reduced hours. Right now, nearly 36 million Americans have lost their jobs amid the pandemic. If you're still waiting on your stimulus payment from the government, keep an eye out for a debit card in the mail. The U.S. Treasury Department announced it's going to start mailing some stimulus payments on those cards. Until now, payments had been either directly deposited into bank accounts or sent as a paper check. About 4 million payments will be sent on those debit cards, which might mean for a faster delivery. The Visa debit card can be activated immediately. Canada and the U.S. say they will extend their mutual agreement to keep their border closed to non-essential travel through June 21st. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau commented on the decision yesterday.
It was the right thing to further extend by 30 days our closure of the Canada-U.S. border to travelers other than essential services and goods. But we will continue to watch carefully what's happening elsewhere in the world.
The restrictions were initially announced in mid-March and then extended into April. Americans who are returning to the U.S. and Canadians who are trying to get back home are exempt from that border closure.
Well, so many Americans say they're unlikely to fly even after restrictions are lifted, but airlines say they are working to lower the risk of people getting sick while traveling. So on United Airlines, there's a team of cleaners that go row by row, wiping down seats, tray tables, knobs, and anything people might touch before boarding. Then the plane is disinfected using a fogger like you see here, which also is used in hospitals. It sprays a mist that kills viruses and bacteria.
Everyone has a different sense of what is considered uncomfortable. We are inventing a playbook for cleaning and keeping things safe every day.
The airline says they need about 70% of seats to be full to be profitable, and right now they say they're averaging just 31 passengers per domestic flight, but their numbers are trending up.
New video this half hour shows beaches in Barcelona opening back up for the first time in nearly 3 months today. People there are allowed to swim, get some sun, and exercise from 6 until 10 in the morning under police supervision. Officers are patrolling the area to prevent mass gatherings. Barcelona was the epicenter of Spain's outbreak. I don't know about you, Hattie, but I could use some sunshine. I feel like some uncooked chicken most days.
I know, we definitely need the sunshine around here. It's been lacking. Good news, though, it is in the forecast starting with today. Sun returns to the area. Temperatures will be mild, as I mentioned. Finally going to start to feel like May. It's already May 20th. 80s are still in the forecast for this weekend, but be aware if you have plans, there will be some showers and even a few thunderstorms through the weekend. Here's a live look, though. Nice to see that sunshine on our sky camera shot this morning. Skies are completely clear here on the west side of town. Taking a look at weather track, you can see the cloud cover moving off to the west. Easterly winds continuing to push in drier air into the region. That line of the clouds, the back edge is now right along the Mississippi River Valley. Still lots of clouds, though, across northern Illinois and parts of Iowa. Here's a look at our future track forecast model. Looking at the cloud cover specifically, looking good for us. Maybe not so good for our neighbors just to the west and south, with cloud cover lingering a little bit longer this morning. But we should clear out nicely here across Wisconsin and keep that sunshine all day today. Our forecast is dry as well. Closer look at southern Wisconsin this morning. We're starting in the 40s to the north. Camp Douglas now down to 43 degrees, 46 in the Dalles, that's down a degree from last hour, still holding steady at 50 here in Madison. Your future track forecast model says get ready for a pretty quick warm up today. With that sunshine, you'll definitely feel it. By lunchtime, mid-60s in many locations. Still dealing with an easterly wind off of Lake Michigan, so that is going to keep temperatures a little bit cooler in Milwaukee today, likely staying in the 50s in some spots right along the lakeshore. But for us here in Madison, we should top close to 70 degrees later on this afternoon. Temperatures will cool this evening, but not too quickly. Your overnight forecast has a low of 48 degrees tonight. We're back to sunshine tomorrow with a high of 72 and then 74 on Friday. Too bad we couldn't string this stretch of dry weather together for the weekend. Chances for rain return late Friday night and then each day. Not expecting any complete washouts, though, for the weekend. That's the good news.
Hey, though, some summer temperatures there, huh?
Yeah, you know, kind of the unofficial start to summer this weekend with Memorial Day, and we're in the 80s.
We'll take that. Thank you very much, Hattie. The CDC is officially releasing its new guidelines for reopening the country. The 60-page report details its suggestions as stay-at-home orders start to expire. That includes a detailed roadmap on how schools, restaurants, transit, and childcare should safely reopen. It's slightly shorter than the 68-page document from last week. The White House had shelved that version after concerns it was too specific. A senior CDC official says references to faith-based guidance were taken out of that original version. Doctors are warning that kids who might have COVID-related multi-system inflammatory syndrome need immediate attention and will likely have to be hospitalized. The symptoms of MIS-C include stomach pain, vomiting, fever, a rash, and possible heart damage. They think MIS-C is a complication of COVID-19 in kids, even though many tested negative for the virus at first. The symptoms appear to develop 2 to 6 weeks after infection.
A former official with the World Health Organization says he believes the virus could burn itself out before a vaccine is available. Professor Carol Sikora says that though he suspects the virus could take care of itself, we do still need to continue efforts to slow the spread. The Hill reports the current general for the WHO, however, says the majority of the world's population remains vulnerable to the virus and the risk remains high. This morning, public health officials in some states are being accused of mishandling coronavirus infection statistics, making things look better than they appear. The Chicago Tribune reports that at least 5 states have misrepresented data, which makes their state's recovery appear to be further along than it actually is. One of those methods of manipulation involves combining viral testing with antibody testing. Now, a scholar from Johns Hopkins University says these cases may not necessarily be the result of attempted manipulation, but rather the result of outdated systems that cannot tell the difference between an antibody and a viral test when they're logged. The Tribune did not list Wisconsin as one of those states accused of misrepresenting data.
10 minutes past 6 o'clock on a Wednesday. We've got some more good news for you. It's been a while since we've used this graphic, probably a couple of weeks. The car wash forecast, we're using it because look at that. It is all in the green. Hattie says the next few days you can add the wax as well, as we've got some beautiful weather on the way. I know I'm looking forward to getting my car washed. You can take a look right now at our traffic this morning. No crashes to report right now. If you're hopping on the Beltline, you should just come up with the usual delays and slowdowns near Stoughton Road and Monona Drive this morning. But other than that, you shouldn't have any issues as you head out on this Wednesday. That's your First Warn traffic. All right, coming up, we're tracking the latest out of Michigan this morning, where 2 dams collapsed and evacuations are underway this morning.
And the NFL working to make this season possible. They're now looking into how to prevent the coronavirus from spreading on the field. We'll tell you how just ahead.
Stay with us. News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Everyone has a bucket list. I just changed mine. When the time comes, I just want to be at home in my own PJs, not in a gown that lets in the breeze. I want my family there and people who care how I live, not just how long. Care on my terms. A Grace gave my dad that kind of care, and now I know when I need it, a Grace will help.
A Grace, hospice and palliative care. Just call. A Grace will help.
It's time to freshen up around your yard. This year, don't struggle with bulky bags of mulch. Call JR.
JR's mulch sales, spread it around.
We're back.
We got our to-go food.
Oh, good. What a treat after a long week and no cleanup. When you can't dine in, then get it to go and support our restaurants during Madison Magazine's Restaurant Week to Go. 2 weeks of fabulous to-go menus you'll love. Visit madisonmagazine.com for details and menus. Restaurant Week to Go, presented by Kesnick's. Food service design, equipment, and supplies.
I guess there is still cleanup to do.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises. With the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. Download the Channel 3000 app today.
6:14, take a look at this new video just into the newsroom this morning showing water breaching 2 dams in Michigan. Water could be seen running over the banks of Michigan's Sanford Dam before it collapsed late yesterday, flooding parts of the town of Sanford. Michigan's governor declared an emergency for Midland County after that dam and another one near Edenville collapsed due to heavy rain in the past few days, forcing nearby residents to evacuate. Meanwhile, evacuations are still underway this morning in India and Bangladesh as a powerful cyclone approaches those countries. Officials say the evacuation measures are struggling with the efforts of moving millions of people to safety while maintaining COVID-19 precautions. That storm is expected to make landfall in the next few hours in an area that is home to 14 million people. On Tuesday, it reached wind speeds of more than 100 miles an hour, the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane. This morning, it's registering at about a Category 2.
Researchers are warning of a potential tsunami in Alaska in a few decades. They say a melting glacier might destabilize a massive slope in Barry Arm. That's a fjord about 60 miles from Anchorage. The New York Times reports researchers from 14 universities and organizations started studying the area about a month ago. They say an earthquake, prolonged rain, or just a heat wave could collapse the slope and create a tsunami that would be hundreds of feet high.
The sun is currently going through a less active phase right now. It's called a solar minimum. That's when the sun is much quieter, meaning less sunspots and energy. Scientists at NASA say we're in a grand solar minimum right now. The last time it happened was between the years 1650 and 1715. During that time, there was a little ice age in the Earth's northern hemisphere. Scientists say this solar minimum, though, won't spark another mini ice age because of climate change. And they knew this one was coming because it's a regular aspect of the sun's cycle. Experts say more than 1 million cicadas are making their way out after 17 years underground. They believe the cicadas may emerge in parts of Virginia, West Virginia, and North Carolina. The insects don't pose a threat to people. They don't bite or sting, but they could damage trees.
I swear, 2020 is just coming at us. I feel like I'm living in the Old Testament. Got a plague coming now?
Or those murder hornets a couple of
Oh, God, let's not talk about those murder hornets. I just got over those nightmares.
Cicadas coming at you.
I'm just so tired of all this.
No more insects for 2020, please.
It wasn't here. Yeah, at least it's not here. And hey, we do have the sunshine that is finally here. We've been waiting forever for this, Hattie.
It feels like it's been about 3 days, but
Yes.
You're right, it does feel forever. We have clear skies here in Madison. Behind me is the Edgewater sky camera shot. Little different story this morning, though, in Platteville. Here's what it looks like there. Not quite as sunny. Clouds still lingering in the southwestern corner of the state this morning. Here's a look at our temperatures. Under the clouds in Platteville, it's 53 degrees. We're at 50 here in Madison. It's up to 47 in the Dells and 43 in Camp Douglas. Your future track wind speeds, they're light right now from the east-northeast. They will stay from the east today, increasing just a little bit as we head towards the afternoon to around 15 miles per hour. We'll have that sunshine, though, so it'll make it feel a little nicer. Our temperatures today are going to be about 10 degrees warmer than they were yesterday, hitting highs around 70 here in Madison. We do have a look ahead. The temperature trend is upward as we head through the holiday weekend and even staying a bit above normal into next week. There will be chances for rain, though. I'll detail that in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie. A group of McDonald's employees in Chicago is filing a class action lawsuit saying the restaurant failed to adopt government safety guidelines. The employees say McDonald's didn't provide adequate hand sanitizer or personal protective equipment, and they didn't warn anyone when coworkers became infected. McDonald's says these allegations are inaccurate and that the safety and wellness of their employees is a top priority. Reuters reports McDonald's is also being sued for unsafe conditions at 3 locations in California. CVS Health says it's returning $43 million it received from the federal government for coronavirus relief. The company says it did not request the money. It was part of the CARES Act Provider Relief Fund. The Department of Health and Human Services says the fund gives $175 billion to hospitals and healthcare providers involved in the coronavirus response. CVS Health says it hopes its share of the money will go to others in need.
Wisconsin-based Kohl's says it lost more than $500 million in the first quarter. The company attributed the losses to the pandemic after closing all of its stores nationwide in March. Kohl's has more than 1,100 stores now in 49 states. However, not all businesses are struggling right now. Walmart's stock is up. The company announced strong sales of essential items during the pandemic. Walmart says sales are up 10% in the 3-month period ending April 30th compared to last year. Meanwhile, online sales are way up, 74%. Walmart said it also got a boost in April from shoppers using their government stimulus payments.
The University of Cambridge says there will be no face-to-face classes on campus until next summer. The school says it will hold lectures online and maybe some smaller in-person teachings if social distancing can work. BBC reports the plan isn't set in stone yet, but this is the first major university to cancel in-person classes beyond 2020. The 2021 Oscars could be postponed. Right now, the 93rd Academy Awards show is set for February 28th, but Variety reports sources have told them that could all change in the wake of coronavirus. The Oscars were already changing up the rules for the awards show because of COVID-19. For the first time ever, movies from a streaming service can compete for Best Picture, but only films with a previously planned theatrical release are eligible. Usually movies have to run in theaters for at least a week to be considered.
I'm not looking forward to the big lull in new content because of COVID-19. You know, film productions have slowed down, and I think that's going to really affect all the content that providers can put out.
Certainly.
And new movies we can see. So showing you some NFL video here. That's because teams are looking into new measures to help preserve their upcoming season. Teams are now experimenting with helmets that include face masks with surgical or N95 material attached. The medical director of the Players Association says league engineers in Oakley are currently working on some prototypes. He says the modified helmets will more likely be a recommendation rather than a requirement.
I'm a little bit worried for the football season and how that's going to go.
Who knows what it's going to look like, when it's going to start, how many games and all that, and you know, how the season is going to look different.
We haven't heard from UW football yet, but yeah, as a Badger alum, I'm really hoping we can pull something out.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Hey, Josh.
6:21 right now. Still ahead for us on this Wednesday. We're taking a look at how one park is working to prevent overcrowding and what they're doing to make sure everyone can enjoy the safety of being outdoors.
And in our next half hour, we're learning more about why 2,000 absentee ballots weren't delivered in one Wisconsin city for April's primary. Stay with us. News 3 Now This Morning is back just after the break.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? A cool breeze on a scorching day, a cozy corner on a cold night, or knowing every room of the house is as inviting as the next. Comfort means more than just the temperature, and the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable, like cool cash rebates of up to $1,650. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Call Footville Heating and Cooling, serving the Janesville area. In the Sauk County area, call Prairie Plumbing and Heating.
We've got the power. It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
I'm Joanne Jenkins with AARP. The coronavirus continues to affect us all, and we are here actively supporting you and your community. Every day, we're providing trusted information from top health experts, sharing tools to help protect families from fraud, and creating resources to support family caregivers everywhere. As always, you can count on AARP to advocate for you and your family. Join us and stay connected at aarp.org/coronavirus.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find Wisconsin's largest selection of cyclocross and gravel bicycles from Trek, Felt, Giant, Liv, Waterford, and Moots. Trek and Felt have an awesome lineup of cyclocross and gravel bicycles that are great for racing, touring, all-weather commuting, and gravel grinding. The place to shop for the world's most beautiful bicycles is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world. Free service is included. So many fun things to look at and bicycles to test ride on the bicycle path by the lake at Machinery Row Bicycles.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me.
I solemnly swear that I will support the veterans of the
United States Armed Forces.
I will defend the Constitution
against all enemies. That I will commit
to ensuring they are
not forgotten. And I will obey the orders of the President of the United States.
And I will enable veterans to live the same life of opportunity
they have provided me. So help me God.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
6:24 on this Wednesday. We always ask you to share your morning with us here on News 3 Now this morning, and Jerry sent in this absolutely beautiful photo, a nice rural country scene. You know I love barns, and in case you didn't know, I also love eagles. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful shot by Jerry.
And right place at the right time. Great picture, Jerry. You know what you're doing with the camera.
What does your morning look like? All you have to do is send us your pictures with the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and we'll show off those pictures every morning around this time of the broadcast.
And if you got a cow or a barn in the picture, it's got a really good shot of making the air. So
pander to me, please. I'm asking for it.
So as the weather warms up and social distancing continues, people are looking for ways to enjoy the outdoors safely. A park in Brooklyn, New York caught our attention. It's making sure that people can enjoy its parks together.
Yeah, they've marked circles that are 6 feet in diameter, spaced throughout grassy areas. Now, we're told that these markings became necessary after the parks became overcrowded and were faced with possible closures for violating distancing guidelines. Look at that, a little yoga, Leah.
What's funny?
I'm never getting away from yoga. We're always doing yoga on this show.
We put the story in just for you.
Brother.
Subliminally encourage you to try some yoga.
Okay, I would do it outside like that. That would be okay. Yeah, in case you don't know, folks, I don't like yoga, and these people can't leave me alone about it.
It's pretty funny. Hey, if you want to get outside and do that, Hattie, today's great. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, I wanted to get this picture, and this is Bob and Oreo in Poynette. You're probably not going to be outside today, but we can. Sunshine, 69 at 3.
All right, thanks, Hattie. We'll be right back.
3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today. Jung Garden Centers are open to help you create your beautiful garden. For a limited time, buy one, get one free, colorful packaged roses. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center and get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start. Jung Garden Center.
Hospitality is not just a word at Bishop's Bay Country Club. It's our way of life.
So every day we strive for perfection.
Memories are made here.
And not forgotten.
Come and experience why Bishop's Bay Country Club is the premier country club in the Madison area.
Wisconsin is one of those certain places with certain people who do a certain thing better than anyone else, anywhere. In Wisconsin, we dream in cheese. Look for our badge. It's on everything we make.
The law offices of Gingras, Thompson, and Walks are here to support our community through this challenging time. We thank everyone bringing invaluable services to our neighbors. The Gingras, Thompson, and Walks team remains available to assist in any way.
Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Slumberland's massive 3-day doorbuster sale. 25% off most items. Get this gorgeous sectional for just $5.96. That price can't be beat. A Lazy Boy recliner for just $2.96. Our best-selling Adirondack chairs are back for just $188, our lowest price ever. Plus, free, safe doorstep shipping with no minimum. The 3-day doorbuster sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by ready to help.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Jung Garden Centers are open to help you create your beautiful garden. For a limited time, buy one, get one free, colorful packaged roses. Shop daily 10 to 4 at your local Jung Garden Center and get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start. Jung Garden Center.
New numbers into the newsroom this morning. How many absentee ballots were not delivered to Wisconsin voters in April's primary?
And we have sunshine today, and our warming trend continues. I'll have all the numbers in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, May 20th. I'm Josh Breiter with Lee Linscheid and Chris Stanford. We start this morning with some breaking news from overnight. Beloit police are investigating 2 shots fired incidents that happened less than a mile apart. The first happened just before 11:30 on Central Avenue, a few blocks away from Hillard Park. Then about 40 minutes later, Rock County Dispatch tells us Beloit police responded to another shots fired call on Dewey Avenue. That's near Merrill Elementary School. A sergeant we spoke with says he's not able to tell us if any suspects have been identified or if anyone has been arrested. We haven't been told whether the 2 incidents are connected yet. I'm working to learn more details and will bring you any updates throughout the morning. Also breaking, Joe Biden is now less than 500 delegates short of clinching the Democratic nomination. The former vice president won Oregon's Democratic primary overnight. He now has 1,514 of the 1,991 delegates needed. 7 states, including Maryland and Pennsylvania, will be the next to hold their primary elections on June 2nd. Biden has been running unopposed since Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign early last month.
The presidential hopeful will be attending a few virtual events around Wisconsin today. The first is this morning at 10 a.m. That's when Biden will hold a virtual roundtable on rural issues with Congressman Ron Kind out of La Crosse. Then at 3:30, he's going to be holding a virtual rally in Milwaukee.
New information into the newsroom this morning. A new Wisconsin Election Commission report shows technical issues prevented 2,000 people from getting their absentee ballots in Milwaukee. Out of those 2,000 people, over 50% ended up voting either by replacement absentee ballot or in person. In total, 100,000 ballots were not returned. The Wisconsin Election Commission says the data shows this isn't an unusual amount of unreturned or rejected ballots, though. Now, the report says at the local level, the extraordinary volume of absentee requests placed enormous stress on officials, systems, and the United States Postal Service. The report went on to say, despite the overwhelming success of absentee voting, the experiences leading up to Election Day were not trouble-free and illuminated several critical areas for improvement. A Wisconsin Election Commission spokesperson declined a request for comment. Wisconsin officials say they are working to make changes to avoid these issues come November. Today, the Election Commission will consider a new staff report. It projects nearly 2/3 of all ballots cast in November will come through the mail because of coronavirus concerns. The commission is reportedly working on installing tracking technology on those ballots as well, and they're also considering mailing ballot application forms to all voters and improving photo ID uploads.
A Senate committee will vote on Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson's subpoena request today as part of his investigation into Joe Biden's son, Hunter. Politico reports the Homeland Security Committee will vote on Johnson's request to subpoena a PR company that worked for Burisma. That's the Ukrainian energy company where Hunter Biden served on the board. The investigation alleges the firm wanted to use Biden's role to influence policy at the State Department. Both Joe and Hunter Biden deny those claims. Just 2 weeks ago, former President Barack Obama condemned the investigation in a letter to the Washington Post.
The state of Oregon, their stay-at-home order is still in place this morning, facing some challenges. The state Supreme Court just sided with the Democratic governor. A rural judge had tossed out statewide restrictions. That judge claimed that the governor should have sought the legislature's approval to extend the orders. Now, this is much similar to what happened in Wisconsin. However, here, the Supreme Court ruled against Governor Evers, immediately removing statewide restrictions. $1 billion is headed here to Wisconsin to help combat the virus. Governor Evers says most of this money will come from the Federal CARES Act. It'll get split into multi-million-dollar chunks, and that money will be split between testing, contact tracing, and personal protective equipment.
Wisconsin Representative Mark Pocan is one of 29 U.S. lawmakers looking to slash the Pentagon's defense budget. Pocan organized a letter from the progressive representatives that says the money would be better spent fighting coronavirus. They imply they'll vote against the bipartisan policy bill if defense spending isn't cut. Politico reports only 19 of the 29 would need to vote no to tank it, assuming Republicans don't support it. Republican representatives have not yet responded to that letter.
Take a look at this new video just in this morning. 2 breached dams in Michigan are forcing around 10,000 people to evacuate right now. The governor there says one downtown area could be under approximately 9 feet of water. This one is in Edenville, about 20 miles north of the Tri-Cities area. Several days of rainfall and rising water led up to these dam breaks. It prompted Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer to declare a state of emergency for Midland County after the failure of that dam. Emergency responders have been going door to door, warning residents of the rising water, asking many to leave before things get worse. Right now, we're still dealing with some of the aftermath of that storm system here in Wisconsin. Some folks in Milwaukee have been without hot water and heat for days after heavy rain overwhelmed the steam tunnel system. Crews are pumping hundreds of gallons of water from underground pipes, but water keeps rushing back in. We Energies isn't able to say when the 185 buildings will have service again. It is not impacting electric and natural gas service. And finally, we can wave goodbye to that storm system and wave hello to the sunshine this morning. Beautiful start already, Hattie.
Yeah, we are going to change things up around here, and it's about time. We've had a pesky weather system dominating the weather for the last couple of days. You can still see it spinning counterclockwise with these rain showers and bands of isolated thunderstorms moving through the mid-Atlantic states. That's the same system that caused all those water problems in Michigan and dropped all that rain here in southern Wisconsin as well. Things are dry right now, and we're off to a pretty nice start, as Josh mentioned. Weather track showing you that our next main storm system is well off to the west, so we have a couple of days with dry weather conditions. Now, the tricky thing today is the cloud cover. Still seeing quite a few clouds just south of the state line across Illinois, Iowa cloudy right now, and even far southwestern Wisconsin dealing with cloudy skies. As we go through the day, we should see more clearing, especially in the southern part of the state. Here's a closer look at that back edge of the clouds, still right along the southwestern corner of the state, but here in Madison and all points north, skies are clear. No real issues with fog this morning. We've had a couple of spots here and there with a little bit of visibility issue, but nothing major right now. Monroe's down to 7 miles, but that is not bad. 50 here in Madison, 51 in Monroe. Mineral Point is at 52. In the Dells, you're up a degree to 48. Still just a little bit colder than we are here in Madison. We have northeasterly winds right now, generally 5 to 10 miles per hour. They'll be increasing a little bit through the day. They'll stay from the east. So as temperatures warm today with that sunshine, by lunchtime, we should be in the 60s here in Madison. It might only be in the 50s, though, still in Milwaukee. And you can see there's going to be quite a contrast in temperatures today. Right around 70 here in Madison. As you get closer to the lake, temperatures will be cooler. 60s in Waukesha and 50s, 59 for a high in Milwaukee today. Skies again expected to remain mostly clear through the evening, but a little bit of an increase in the clouds overnight. That'll set us up for partly sunny skies tomorrow, high of 72 degrees. It's going to be a nice end to the work week with highs in the mid-70s on Friday. Chances for rain are back in the forecast this weekend, but feeling very much like summer with more humidity and a few chances for showers and thunderstorms as well.
Yeah, at least the temperatures are where we want them to be, Hattie. Thank you.
That's true.
Developing right now, a Stevens Point man could be charged with a hate crime after an incident at a grocery store. Customers say they were confronted by a man harassing them for wearing masks in public. Stevens Point police tell our affiliate there the suspect admitted to targeting the victims because of their race. Portage County Supervisor Natai Chai Mao says this is the 6th racially motivated incident in public areas directed toward the Asian community or Asian American community since March. The suspect's name isn't being released by police.
The U.S. is indefinitely extending heightened border enforcement this morning because of the coronavirus pandemic. The director of the CDC argues the short-term order is needed to protect the country from COVID-19. Time reports the newly extended order now authorizes Customs and Border Protection to immediately remove migrants and folks seeking asylum. Human rights advocates say, though, the policy uses health as a way to deny people the right to seek that asylum. With the U.S.-Mexico border closed, the Pew Research Center says the number of migrants arrested there is dropping sharply. Data shows Border Patrol agents kicked out or arrested nearly 16,000 migrants at the border in April. That's down 47% from March. It's the largest percentage decline since at least 2000. April's arrests, get this, were down by 84% compared to that same month last year.
6:39 right now. The CDC is releasing 60 pages of guidelines for how to reopen the U.S. It's slightly shorter than the 68 pages shelved by the White House last week. The original concern was that it was too specific. So this new document has detailed guides for schools, restaurants, and child care facilities on what to consider before opening. For schools, it paints a very different picture for the future. It calls for desks 6 feet apart, students and staffs wearing masks, and staggering arrival and drop-off times, as well as eating lunch in the classroom.
All right, so as the pandemic continues, people's buying trends are, of course, changing.
The most popular items are things that you can stockpile and use for a long time, but there are also a few surprises in here that we wanted to share with you. Even though gyms are still closed, sports drinks and powders are way up. That's according to Megan Minnick. She's the purchasing director for the Willie Street Co-op. So this is Wisconsin. Cheese is going to be popular, but Swiss cheese in particular is up right now. Other popular items, soy sauce, coffee filters, fresh garlic, and hot peppers.
All random. So she says things that are selling now were declining in popularity before the pandemic and vice versa. So some of the things trending before COVID, but not now, include fresh cut fruits and veggies, nutrition bars, cosmetics, and deodorant. That's a little concerning.
Yeah, and you know, I get it, you know, we're not going to the grocery store as much, you know, so things like fresh fruits and veggies, you know, you tend to let them, you know, spoil, and then, you know, maybe you go 2 times to 3 times a week to the grocery store before. Now you're going maybe like once a week, once every other week. So those fruits and veggies just aren't going to last.
That's fine, but I mean, Josh, please tell me you're wearing deodorant. You bought it recently.
I have to, otherwise I'd be sweating through the suit right now.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I'm surprised that alcohol didn't make that list of trending things right now.
I think that might just be a given right now.
Standard.
No, it's a given in my house, that's for sure. All right, 6:41 right now on this Wednesday morning. Good morning and happy Wednesday if you're just joining us right now. We have a beautiful day on tap and no issues as far as the roads go this morning from Dane to Rock counties. You should have no problems outside. Let's take a live look outside right now. That sun is shining for the first time in a few days here. Look at that. Can we just stay on that for the rest of the show? Is that possible? Oh, it just makes me feel good, doesn't it? And Hattie's going to have more good news in the weather department when we come back.
Speaking of good news, it is music to our ears. We're talking about how one area band is stepping up to help their classmates. We'll be right back.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields, anywhere, anytime. Take an online course free and get comfortable with online learning. I'm possible at Herzing. Learn more today.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness, and boy, has this been a rough season. We are here for you. We're open. Our wellness consultants are trained in the top immune, lung, and inflammation supplements that are important right now. We have live chat on our website and same-day delivery for our Dane County residents, so you do not need to leave the house. We support you. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum is the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 200 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows.
With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go, all from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Install Spectrum services yourself. Get a self-installation kit shipped right to your home. Call 833-906-4499.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you.
I'm possible at Herzing.
On the next Live at 4, it's one of the Carbone Cancer Center's biggest fundraisers, Coaches versus Cancer.
This year, it's going virtual. We'll find out how that's going to work and how you can take part.
A local nonprofit helped them become homeowners, but the COVID-19 crisis is making it tougher to keep up.
We're concerned about our finances. Where's everything going?
News 3 Now's Chris Stanford explores the challenges facing nonprofits and the people they serve. Thursday at 6.
All right, so we always like to try and make you smile at least once every morning, and today's story to do that is out of Linden Station. We're hoping it'll start your day off on a brighter note. Take a listen.
High school sophomore Vincent Bellick is battling leukemia at just 16 years old. Well, fighting a major illness right now can be pretty lonely during these times. So his classmates, well, they stepped up to help to the tune of the Fight Song. That's Vincent's high school band coming to visit and lifting his spirits with some school spirit. Oh, that just makes your heart feel really good this morning, guys.
Yes, doesn't that music just get you kind of jamming?
I know, it gets me tapping my foot for sure. And Leah, you had a chance to talk with this young man's family.
Yep, so Mom, Anna, we talked yesterday. She said that Vincent is on his second round of chemo, but he is in good spirits. He's feeling okay. I think, you know, that school spirit certainly helped.
Yeah, we're thinking of you too. Keep fighting the good fight, man. We're in your corner for sure. Keep it up, buddy. All right, Hattie, you played the clarinet.
I did.
We're learning all sorts of fun things about Hattie this morning.
Loved high school band. Well, we're all rooting for Vincent as well. Hopefully he likes the sunshine that's in the forecast today. Take a look at Weather Track this morning. We have most of the area under clear skies. The exception would be far southwestern Wisconsin, Prairie du Chien and Platteville. Sorry to say that you still have clouds in the area this morning, and those clouds will be a little slow to clear in the far southern part of the state. Let's take a look at our temperatures early today. We have temperatures that are starting out pretty close to 50 degrees here in southern Wisconsin. 50 right now in Madison, 54 in Janesville, 48 though in the Dells. Dew points have been pretty high. You may have noticed the exceedingly high levels of moisture in the atmosphere the last couple of days with all of that rain. Dew points are expected to stay right around 50 degrees, but with temperatures warming about 20 degrees above that, it shouldn't be as noticeable today. Your future track temperatures today starting to warm pretty quickly with that sunshine. 65 already here in Madison by lunchtime. We're headed to highs right around 70 in many spots later on today. So good news, should be a very pleasant day. Temperatures will cool down this evening, but not too quickly. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk more about that warming trend that is going to continue into the weekend.
All right, Hattie, thank you. As we do every morning at this time, we want to take a moment to thank those on the front lines of this pandemic. Today, we're giving Mary a shout out. She stocks the shelves at the Woodman's on the west side of Madison. Mary, thank you for all that you're doing for us.
So Johnson & Johnson is no longer going to sell one of its most controversial products. Coming up, we'll tell you what it is in the morning sprint.
But first, it is Wednesday, May 20th. We want to say happy birthday to Oliver, Kenneth, Conrad, Elliot, all the other kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning. Have a great day.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
This week, you're going to get more at the Brothers Made Memorial Day Super Sale. Get in now with more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. Right now, improving your your home is more convenient at Maine with up to 18-month 0% financing. And we make getting more easy with expert delivery free and our risk-free 30-day price and satisfaction guarantee. The Memorial Day Super Sale for more selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. It all ends Monday at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. And with great deals available, there's never been a better time to buy at your local dealership. To find the dealer near you, visit CubCadetDealers.com.
Yeah, I'm a professional remodeler, and I go to Nuns. Why? Well, my clients love them because they have all those snazzy-looking countertops. You know, like beautiful marble countertops, stunning quartz slabs, you name it. To be honest, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, who needs all that glitz and glamour from a counter? But my clients love those snazzy-looking countertops, so we go to Nuns.
Nuns, kitchen, bath, and flooring.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about, and we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today.
Please call 800-631-7749.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
Save big
at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
It's 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start this morning with some breaking news overnight. Beloit police are investigating two shots fired incidents that happened less than a mile apart. The first happened just before 11:30 on Central Avenue near Hillard Park. Then around 40 minutes later, Rock County Dispatch tells us Beloit police responded to another shots fired call on Dewey Avenue. That's near Merrill Elementary School. A sergeant we spoke with says he's not able to tell us if any suspects have been identified or if anyone has been arrested. We also haven't been told whether these two incidents are connected. Also breaking, Joe Biden is now less than 500 delegates short of clinching the Democratic nomination. The former VP won Oregon's Democratic primary overnight. He now has 1,514 of the 1,991 delegates needed. 7 states, including Maryland and Pennsylvania, will be the next to hold their primary elections on June 2nd. Biden has been running unopposed since Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign early last month.
Biden will be attending a few virtual events across Wisconsin today. The first is at 10 o'clock this morning. Biden will hold a virtual roundtable on rural issues with Congressman Ron Kind in La Crosse. Then at 3:30, he'll hold a virtual rally in Milwaukee.
A new report from the Wisconsin Elections Commission shows technical issues prevented 2,000 people from getting their absentee ballots in Milwaukee. Out of those 2,000 people, more than 50% ended up voting either by replacement absentee ballot or in person. In total, 100,000 ballots were not returned.
A Senate committee will vote on Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson's subpoena request today. It's part of his investigation into Joe Biden's son, Hunter. Politico reports the subpoena request is for a PR company working for Burisma. That's the Ukrainian energy company where Hunter Biden served on the board. The investigation alleges the firm wanted to use Biden's role to influence public policy matters at the State Department. Hunter Biden denies the claim.
Wisconsin Representative Mark Pocan is one of 29 U.S. lawmakers looking to slash the Pentagon's defense budget. Pocan organized a letter from the progressive representatives that says the money would be better spent fighting coronavirus. They implied they'll vote against the bipartisan policy bill if defense spending isn't cut. Politico reports only 19 of the 29 would need to vote no vote to tank the bill, assuming Republicans don't support it.
Right now, a Stevens Point man could be charged with a hate crime after an incident at a grocery store. Customers say they were confronted by a man harassing them for wearing masks in public. Stevens Point police tell our affiliate there the suspect admitted to targeting the victims because of their race. That person's name isn't being released.
The CDC is releasing 60 pages of guidelines for how to reopen the U.S. It has detailed guides for schools, restaurants, and child care facilities on what to consider before reopening. For schools, it paints a very different picture for the future. It calls for desks 6 feet apart, staff and students to wear masks, staggering arrival and drop-off times, and eating lunch in the classroom.
Johnson & Johnson says it will end sales of its talcum-based baby powder in North America. The company has been facing thousands of lawsuits from cancer patients over the product. The FDA recalled it after finding trace amounts of a carcinogen. Johnson & Johnson says declining sales for the product are because of, quote, consumer habits fueled by misinformation.
Madison police say they've responded to and broken up several parties over the past few days. At least 6 have been shut down in the last week in the central part of town. They say they've responded to 82 calls reporting large gatherings since Governor Evers announced his Safer at Home order. They've issued 15 citations.
2 breached dams in Michigan are forcing 10,000 people to evacuate this morning. This is in Edenville, about 20 miles north of the Tri-Cities area. Several days of rainfall and rising water led up to the dam breaks. The governor there says one downtown area could be under 9 feet of water by later this morning.
6:55, look at your first warn traffic on a Wednesday morning. No crashes to report right now. A few more slowdowns near downtown along Park Street and East Washington Avenue. If you're heading in from the interstate, take you around 4 minutes to John Nolan Drive and should be smooth sailing as you head into downtown this morning. That's your first warn traffic.
And your first warn weather forecast starts with clear skies here in Madison. Nice to see that sunshine after a couple of very gray days. Temperatures today will climb from the 50s back to near 70 later on this afternoon. We have an easterly wind that will increase to around 15 miles per hour later on today. That Memorial Day weekend forecast is calling for milder conditions. Temperatures will be right around 80 for the weekend. There will be chances for rain each day, but no complete washouts. Be prepared for higher humidity as well heading through the weekend. The forecast stays mild then as we go right into next week with highs near 80. Nighttime lows will be around 60 degrees as well.
Thanks, Hattie. Enjoy the sun out there today, folks, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.